Good morning.
Good morning.
And happy day that we lost an hour of sleep. I don't see too many bleary eyes out here, but it's here. Okay, good morning. So I'm Roger Henderson, and I'm here to welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living, and those in person today and also those online. So some introductions. Our musicians today include Yangco on the clarinet. And today we have a special guest musician, Frampton on the guitar. And our audiovisual team is Erik and Ronald back there. And practitioners today are Steve Potts on platform and Laura Lee Bentel holding high watch or consciousness in the back. Greeters today include Justin and Patrice, and our hospitality volunteer who is responsible in bringing us great coffee is Leslie. And finally, today's message will be given by Mona Williams, practitioner. So, we are an inclusive, welcoming, and heart-centered community. If you are new today and are comfortable raising your hand, please do so that we can welcome you. Do we have any new folks here tonight? Oh, right back there, outstanding. So let's take a moment to remember who we are and what we believe. The Center for Spiritual Living Tacoma is a peaceful, loving, and joyful spiritual community with a shared set of values, principles, and practices. We embody an understanding of our oneness with Source. We are committed to individual transformation and to being a beneficial presence on the planet. Our vision is to create a world that works for everyone. We help to empower you to bring your dreams to life. And we do this together through practicing meditation and prayer, offering a spiritual home, teaching universal principles, giving consciously, living in the present moment, engaging in a life of service, and providing a pathway to peace of mind. So announcements, and we've got a few, so hold on. We have learned that there will be a celebration of life service for Terry O'Hara, our wonderful piano player and music director, this Saturday, March 16th at 5 p.m. at the American Veterans Post 1, located at 5717 South Tyler in Tacoma. I can give that address out later if you missed it. This is a potluck celebration. All are welcome. We have implemented recycling around the center. Look for white bins to recycle plastic bottles, aluminum cans, and paper. You'll see them over there, and we've got a nice little kind of a poster on them, so it helps to know what goes in there and what doesn't. Learn the 5 elements of an effective prayer and how to use prayer to create the life you want. This class is facilitated by celebrated practitioner Eugene Holden, RScP, who led the workshop on prayer January 30th. Continue the conversation on Zoom and experience prayer treatment for yourself. Start date was last Wednesday, March 6th, so there's still 4 more classes, very well worth taking. A note, beginning on April 17th, there is a new 6 weeks course called Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. This empowers you to apply the science of mind principles, practices, and methods in 3 key aspects of life: relationships, abundance, and overall well-being. The CSL certified course has no required textbook, and the facilitator is our Steve Potts. Finally, we are planning on a women's retreat for the end of March coming up. Time to get your reservations in. This is the first women's retreat here in many years. The retreat will be held at Camp Cedar Ridge near Vernonia, Oregon, about 3 hours from Tacoma. It starts at dinner time March 28th, ends on Saturday, March 30th. Plan on many interactive activities and events throughout the 3 days. Room and board are included. Registration closes today, so get that registration in. We got practitioners will be in the prayer room at the back after service, holding a prayer circle. Please join them if you have a need for prayer. And now, it's time for the one, the only, Reverend Drew and his minister's moments.
Too funny. Roger recently joined our board. Let's give it to him for his volunteer and wonderful efforts. He's a super amazing, bright guy. A word about what we mean when we say prayer. Prayer is really an intentional way to create what you want with your thinking. And we all do it. You'll hear it done today. And afterwards, if you're needing a little extra thought, intention for what you want to create, heal, help yourself with, in the back room, see the practitioners. They are trained for years. We've trained doing this. It's not just like a correspondence course that you do in 2 weeks. It's an arduous training practice to really learn how to concentrate your thinking and make things happen. And it works. It works. I want to do a little dance. I'm like, yeah. I feel good because it works. Like gangbusters, it works. And we all know this. So engage in that process if you want to. And I also would like to invite Justin. If you know Justin, he's a force for good in our world. And he's got a little announcement today about his Artist Way and something that's coming up. So let's hear it for Justin. Right on.
Thank you. Thank you. So right now we're in week number 7 of the Artist Way. And this week we're actually doing collaging. And we are creating a collaging workshop downstairs later today from 2:30 to 5 o'clock. That the Artist Way, we're inviting anyone here from the center that would like to come. The only thing you need to do is bring a poster board, and we have all the other supplies for you. And the intention is you take 20 minutes to just tear out images that speak to you. Mine was inspired by the movie The Eternals. I don't know if any of you saw The Eternals, but also what I really love about it is I still think humanity came from space. So therefore you can see I have a lot of different images of space from the Hubble telescope, and then human beings and a few other things. It's just another fun way to create an artistic expression. So if you want to come, it'll be today. Side entrance, please, starting at 2:30 till 5 o'clock. Thank you.
And what Justin just demonstrated perfectly is we are becoming a community center. This is a beacon of light for our community to do activities, events, fun things. So spread the word because we're about so much more than just our Sunday gatherings. That's a beautiful point, but it's everything all together. I also just want to mention, if I might, that we're welcoming John as he's been working through some things and he's healthy and here with us today. So John, welcome today. And I would like to take a moment for one of our other members that's working through and needs some healing energy, and that's Peter Kirkland, our wonderful musician. He's been in the hospital. I asked him permission to share all this information. This is the other thing. We want to be thoughtful about how we share. We get permission, and he wants us to share this. So I would like us to take just about a moment or two of silence and concentrate on healing Peter Kirkland. His heart and his kidneys need help and health. So let's just all concentrate for a minute and send him healing and health. Thank you. As we go throughout our day, just keep sending it to him because it works. And I'll bet you we'll see Peter back here really soon in good health. So there we go. A lot of what we're here for is our mission statement, which you might see out there. And you see a card that's the Ace of Hearts. ACE, ACE is our mission statement that we work for every day. And hearts because we're full of love and we love each other and we're big hearts. So Ace of Hearts has kind of become our calling card, as it were. And ACE stands for awaken, connect, and empower. Because that's what we do every day. We awaken the mind, we connect with each other. Look at how we're connecting to each other. And then we empower. You're empowered to do what you want, how you want to. Be part of this dream collective together. That's what we are. We're a dream collective. I love it. Because this is becoming something magnificent for our world, and we believe that, and we're a force for good. I want to read a couple of gratitudes before we move on, and we get to hear some great music and wonderful messages. This is the gratitude for our congregation. They're in the back of your chair. If you want to fill one out, put them in. I'm getting loads of them every time, so I'll go through them as quick as I can, but I want to read them all because they're your words and they come back to us in full force. It's easy to take pushing a button and getting heat for granted, but in most of human history, we didn't have that ability. This one says, new friends at CSL and the powerful marketing seminar that we had. Woo! All right. New songs coming together. Living my life on purpose. The art of suffering and delayed gratification, my support system. The love and support of our CSL-Tacoma family, especially through a tough time. The lifelet and music of Terry O'Hara. New beginnings, beautiful flowers, and hope. This one says, we're all emitting a life with health and growth. Terry O'Hara, may you rest in peace. Reverend Drew and his wonderful presence and messages, the rain which brings green springs, and the cold which is now turning into spring. 2 words, deeper wisdom. Let's all take a breath on that one. Deeper wisdom. Answered prayer for our home, for our family. And this one says, finding a community where I can explore spirituality in a safe place in an unfamiliar city. Blessings. And now, do we have our first song? All right. Let's welcome Tom.
All right, I really appreciate you guys having me. And you know, when we start growing up, we think about life after we leave home, and I left home and I moved far away, as far as I could get. So this song's called Home by Joe Diffie. The only thing I see ahead is just the heat arising off the road. The rainbow I've been chasing keeps on fading before I find my pot of gold. And more I'm thinking that the only treasures that I've ever known are long ago and far behind and wrapped up in my memories of home. 'Cause home was a swimming hole, fishing pole, field of a muddy rose between my toes. And home was a back porch swing where I would sit and Mama'd sing Amazing Grace while she hung out the clothes. And home was an easy chair, my daddy there, the smell of Sunday supper on the stove. My footsteps carry me away, and in my mind I'm always going home. Now the miles that lay behind me ain't as hard as the miles that lay ahead. And it's much too late to listen to the words of wisdom that my daddy said. The straight and narrow path he showed me turned into 1,000 winding roads. My footsteps carried me away, and in my mind I'm always going home. 'Cause home was a swimming hole, a fishing pole, field of the muddy rose between my toes. And home was a back porch swing where I would sit and Mama'd sing Amazing Grace while she hung out the clothes. And home was an easy chair, my daddy there, smell of Sunday supper on the stove. My footsteps carry me away, and in in my mind I'm always going home. The straight and narrow path he showed me turned into 1,000 winding roads. My footsteps carry me away, and in my mind I'm always going home.
Being from North Carolina, that hits. All my family used to sing and Sundays, country stuff. Got away from that a long time ago, but that hits home. I'm going to dispense with, I talked to Drew, Reverend Drew this morning, and I'm going to dispense with a reading. I got a story to tell you. A couple of weeks ago, I guess it'd be 3 weeks this Thursday, we have 2 Bassets. Gail and I have 2 Bassets. Since Gail and I have been together, we've had a total of 5. With the 2 we have now are Henry and Virgil. We used to have Virgil and Louise. I told you I was from North Carolina, right? And my southern accent starts coming back when I talk like that, you know. Virgil, I woke up in the middle of the night and Virgil was clapping on this little, on our wood floors outside. Now I walked out the door. He was just pacing around the room and panting and going crazy. Just something, we knew something was wrong. And we tried to hold him down and calm him down and everything like that, but he just went crazy. And about 5 o'clock, we decided that he needed to go to the emergency room. So Gail took him, we live in Port Townsend, drove all the way down to Silverdale to the emergency room. And the vet said, he's got pancreatitis and, here's some pills and call me in the morning type thing, you know. So we took him home, gave him the medication and everything like that. And the next day, walk up and he was stumbling all over the place. He was paralyzed. And so Gail looked it up and they said that pancreatitis could be, could cause paralysis and everything like this. So we just figured that's what it was. The next day he was totally paralyzed. I mean, he couldn't walk, he couldn't stand, he couldn't do anything. So we took him to another ER that's closer to home during the day. And they said, he doesn't have this, he has a pinched nerve. And I've already set him up for an appointment for surgery tomorrow morning. And Gail looked at her and said, and what's the tab for that? And they said, $16,000. And Gail said, well, we can't do that. What's the plan B? And she says, there is no plan B. I've never seen a dog come back from that. And we were beside ourselves. We're just absolutely crazy. So she said, well, I want you to give me a plan B, and we'll just do what we can. So she said she gave him prednisone and some gabapentin, which is a mild pain reliever and everything like this. And we just decided we were beside ourselves. We didn't know what to do, where to go, whatever it was. And we love those dogs. And finally, we just came to the point that says, no, we're just going to give God a chance. We're going to do what we can do for this dog, and we don't want him to go, but if he makes that decision, but we're just going to love him as much as we can, and so on and so forth. So, with tears in my eyes, I gave a treatment, spiritual mind treatment, over it. And I said, essentially, I went inside myself. I knew that I was part of the universe, part of God, part of spirit, that Virgil was the same. And then I knew that we knew that everything was whole, perfect, and complete, no matter what the outcome of this was. And we're just going to make him comfortable and give God the space to do it. Went about our business. And the next day, that dog was walking. Next day, that dog was walking. And he was stumbling, but he was walking. And he is now jumping on my couches and going up the stairs and everything else. How about them apples? You know, like Drew was saying, you know, it works because Spirit works in this. It's been amazing to us. We're still amazed every day. So, I'd like for you to just take a deep breath and realize that right here and right now, God is all there is. There is one power, one presence, one life, one mind, whole, perfect, and complete. There's only one power, one presence, one life, one mind. And that power is in us, around us, through us, and as us. It's in me, it's in you, it's in everything in this room. This is it. This is the most amazing. It's amazing that we are here. It's a wonderful, wonderful world. And I know that today's service is exactly what everybody needs to hear. I know that Mona is right on track. And I know Spirit is with her. And I am so grateful to know this. And release this word right here and right now into the love and law, and know that it comes back to us in truth. And so it is.
Thank you. All right, so I move away from home, and I meet my beautiful wife in California. We have a couple of kids, and alcoholism takes a big role in my life, and so I get into recovery, and this month I'll celebrate 14 years of sobriety. Yeah, thank you. And so I picked up the guitar and I started playing music again, and I wrote this song, and it's called Shattered. Must have had a pretty rough night. Woke up this morning, his head in a vice. He looked in the mirror, his feet hit the floor. Reached for that bottle, threw it against the wall. God, I can't do this anymore. Threw that bottle against the wall. There goes my life, shattered on the floor. And I can't do this anymore. By 5 o'clock, he was at it again. Down at that bar with an old friend, talking to the whiskey one last time. He hung his head, said it'd be different this time. God, I can't do this anymore. See, threw that shot glass against the wall. There goes my life, shattered on the floor. and I can't do this anymore. He called a buddy who hadn't drank in some time. He asked him how he stopped the whiskey and the wine. Well, there's an old church on the county road. We meet in the basement where it's damp and cold. The coffee's hot, I got some friends there. The meeting starts at 7, we'll save you a chair. And I can't do this anymore. As I threw that bottle against the wall, there goes my life, shattered on the floor. I can't do this anymore. Been here 30 some odd days. The fog is lifted, and so is the haze. And I have good days, and I have bad. But they're a hell of a lot better than the ones I had. 'Cause I don't drink anymore. And I'm working those steps up on the wall. I'm picking up the pieces of my life that were shattered on the floor. And I don't have to drink anymore. I'm picking up the pieces of my life that were shattered on the floor. And I don't have to drink anymore. Thank God I don't drink anymore.
Beautiful story through song, right? We can all feel that and relate to it. So next we're going to have our very own indomitable, amazing, wonderful, wise, sage and beautiful Mona Williams coming to the stage. Mona, for those who don't know, she's our lead practitioner. She's a wonderful woman, and she is blessed to have been on a phenomenal journey. And the gifts that come from her are phenomenal, wonderful, amazing. And today she's going to share them in our sense of hearing diverse voices and everyone speak. And so let's welcome Mona Williams to the stage.
Good morning. I haven't been here for a minute, and I'm just going to say this. I miss Terry. I knew when walking in the door as I was driving, it's like, ooh. But this is home. And no matter where you are in life, people come into our lives, and they live, and they go. So it's really we're all blessed to have known Terry. And his music and his love, and he reminds me of, Willie Brown. I don't know if anybody from California, Willie Brown. And I'd always ask, there's events when Kamala Harris was in the Bay Area, and they had a birthday party for her. And so I had gotten an invitation, and somebody else, another friend of mine. I didn't go, but the friend went. I said, was Willie there? And he's like, oh yeah. I said, I know he was standing off in the cuff. It's kind of like that person that's over there on the side, but you know they're there. So the topic today is up until now. And when I was studying for a class on last Tuesday, I was so excited. And then I looked at the topic, I said, ooh, up until now, I'm liking this. I'm liking it. It's time to acknowledge our past, good, bad, and ugly, while disentangling ourselves from it. It's time to forgive and release old patterns that no longer serve us. Let's install and practice a new script, up until now. I just thought, ooh, excited, dancing around excited. It's like you can feel it. Then I sat down to write my talk. It's like, what happened? What happened to the excitement? It was like, oh, Lord, what am I going to say? So I went back through and start writing some things down. And it's all about change. I've decided to change. I've decided to change my mind. Up until now, I was possibly living from the past. How many people live from the past? We don't necessarily know that we're living from the past, but sometimes those things that have happened in the past truly influence what's going on today. So, teaching the class, reading the studies, the power of decision. It was like a brick came down and hit me. Just to ask that question, what is it that I'm hanging on to today? How am I operating my life today from things that have happened in the past? Failures that have happened in the past, bad relationships that have happened in the past. What am I holding on to? Well, up until now, I was looking at maybe a failure, something that didn't go my way. And I think a lot of times we do that. We'll look at that, we'll take that experience, and it runs a script. Ooh, Spirit gives you a new idea. But I don't know. I don't know if I can do that. What reasons are coming up? Well, when we decide to change our thinking, to change our lives, know that the universe is there to support us. It's us that gets in the way. With our doubt, our worrying, our fear. But that's man-made. That's human-made. Those are things that we've put into our lives because Spirit is always working for us. Once we make that decision to consciously say, I will do, the subconscious mind steps into gear. And it says, and that subconscious mind is Spirit working. Spirit is working on our behalf. We don't have to do anything except for listen, follow directions, and go. Treat and move your feet. That's, when I was becoming a practitioner, that's what it was all about. Treat and move your feet. I always have stories, you guys, always. So, and I might have shared this one before. I used to go to a women's group at the church that I belonged to in Oakland. And Reverend E, our minister at the time, she would come in and she's all, gung-ho and, telling us these things. And I'm asking, how? How? How does that happen? How does Spirit know what to do? How am I to know what to do? And one of the things I always remember her saying is, you know what, you do a treatment. She says, I always have my practitioners do this. I want you to, do you go in somewhere like downtown Seattle? Let's use downtown Seattle. Parking is horrendous. And you know, you made the decision, I don't want to get in the parking lot. I want to park on the street. I want to park on the street, preferably in front of the building that I'm going into. Now, come on now. You know, you're driving and you're thinking, she said treat and move your feet. She said believe this. So up until now, I would have that doubt. And then I tried it. It's like, okay, you know, I got a meeting downtown. I want a parking space in front of the building, and I don't want to pay for it. I do not want to pay for this parking space. I want it to just be there. So Reverend E would tell us, drive around the block. Just know the truth. Know the truth. I've got this parking space, and I'm not going to pay for this parking space. It's just going to be there. And she said, first time around, if it's not there, don't worry about it. Drive around the block again. Sure enough, parking space opens up right there in front of the building. And guess what? There was no meter. So I'm just like, okay, this works. But there's some steps that have to be taken. Trust, faith, and know that Spirit is always conspiring to make your life whole, to show it as whole. It already is whole, perfect, and complete. We're the ones that get in the way to think it, ooh, I got this little ache over here. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? But really, God is right there doing the work. All we need to do is ask. Ask, open ourselves up. We have the tools. The tools are in us. When we were brought into this life, we already had those tools. We could think, we can feel. We have the emotions. And there's something about doing a treatment. As you become more in tune with doing a treatment, there's a feeling nature behind it. It's not just, I'm just going to sit here and, you can just be, well, I'm kind of melancholy. You know, well, here's it is, oh, and so it is. But what happens if you put some energy behind that? You know, you just give it. When you know, God is all there is. I am one with God. And I was talking to the student I have, and I told him, I says, when I learned how to do a treatment, we spoke our name. And there's a feeling nature behind that. I, Mona Lisa Williams, speak my word for myself. You know what I'm saying? There is something when you can hear, you speak your own name, you claim it. Gosh, I can feel the energy just kind of going through. There's a claiming it, knowing that truth, knowing that I am a divine expression of God here walking on this planet. What happens with this up until now, we know that. I can speak this word right here and right now, but then I walk out that door and somebody cuts me off in traffic and all of a sudden I forget that I'm a divine expression of God. Okay? It can happen just that quick unless you get your mind in tune to know, you know what? That's a divine expression of God. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they didn't see me there. Whatever. That's none of my business. My business is me. So with knowing that we're brought to life with the tools, it is for us to open ourselves up, to be willing to be that divine expression of God, to let God show us the way, to take it from the conscious decision to the subconscious decision. And it's interesting, I was just sharing with Bev and Steve, it popped in my mind as I was driving, before I even left the house, that whole statement about leap and the ladder or the bridge will appear. So if you take it literally, you think, oh, well, I'm a leap and here's this bridge. No, that's not how it goes. It really is leap, making that decision, whatever it is, for health, for wealth, for relationship. It can be all of that and more. God allows us to we can take a thimble to the beach and pick up sand, or you can take a barrel, a wheelbarrow, or a dump truck, whatever it is, however it is, whatever it is that you want, there is no limitation with God. Spirit is working for us at all given times. But back to that statement, leap and the bridge will appear. That is really, when I start thinking about that, and doing some more reading, it comes clear that when you make that statement, it's not that the bridge is a literal bridge. It's that Spirit will continuously give you guideposts, will let you know which direction to go in. The problem is, I find, is that, again, we get in our own way. Ooh, I don't know if I can do that. Ooh, am I smart enough? Am I the right size? Am I the right ethnicity? I mean, come on, there's a lot. I'm a woman. There's isms that come up, and it can stop you in your tracks. But there's one divine, powerful presence that is always conspiring to make our lives whole, to make our lives more abundant, to make our lives more joyful. And all we need to do is decide and to not ask, declare. Declare. I know many of you probably haven't heard of Reverend Johnny Coleman. She started the Universal Truth Center in Chicago. I love Reverend Johnny Coleman and Reverend Mary Tompkins. I love the way that they speak. It's so declarative. And I have a book, it's called It Works If You Work It, by Reverend Johnny Coleman. And she talks about prayer, and I grew up in a Baptist church. And so it is, get on your knees and pray, and it's this beseeching type of prayer. But here, in religious science, we don't do that. In New Thought, it's more of a declarative prayer. It's not more of, it is a declarative prayer. To know that Spirit is always there, listening, always there, guiding us, always there to support and love us. And it's for us to open ourselves up to accept that divine love. Because no matter what, Spirit is always there loving us. It's us that gets in the way. So up until now, I myself was looking at a failure that had happened in my life. And it was like, I'm telling you guys, it was like a brick hit me the other day to say, you know what, Mona, you need to let that go. And to for a minute, I went back and said, well, what did I do? What was I thinking? And all I could tell you, the first thing I knew was fear. Fear was there, and I was listening to other people in my ear, and, well, how do I do this? Asking for advice, getting the wrong information, when I should have just gone within. Because the idea came from Spirit, and I acted on the idea. And I moved forward, and things just started happening. Boom, boom. And yet I was still in a place of self-doubt and fear. So I'm here to say, up until now, I've allowed those dark spaces to cloud my vision. And I think a lot of people, and as I said, it doesn't have to be in one area. And I also don't believe that we have to go back, dig up the past, kind of find out, oh, what did I do? I think it's enough to acknowledge it and then to do a treatment about it, to let that go, to let all the negativity, all the self-doubt, all the fear, all the worry, let it go. And trust and know that God is right there working through you. We're Spirit's presence on this plane. One of the things in the book, it says, he talks about going back and reading Genesis in the Bible. And from there, you realize God built the earth, the trees, the everything. But here we are walking on this plane, being expressions of God. So whatever it is that needs to be built, it's up to us to do it. Peace, love, joy, community, family. You name it, it's for us to do. To be the good. To be the good that we want to see in this world. So up until now, I've been running on that old story. Have you been running on some old stories? It's just one of those things you think about, you can just kind of ponder it. What's been going on that I don't really like? What is it that where is the fear set up that I'm not moving into that perfect job, that perfect relationship, that wonderful home? We can look at the news. The news is nothing more than for us to treat about. Something for us to treat about, really. Serious. Because if you say, well, I don't have all the money for the down payment. How about saying, Spirit, listen, I like this house over here. I need the down payment or for you to work your magic so that I can get into that. And it's not magic. Just show me the way. Reveal to me what it is that I need to know, what steps I need to take for that to come into my life, for it to be mine, because I'm already claiming it. I just need your direction. So up until now, I've been kind of running on my own script and going around asking, what should I do here? What should I do there? But I need to dump that script and go to Spirit and declare it. Be clear. Be specific. Know you're good and know that you are the good. So that up until now, we can let that go. Now I step into the reality of knowing who I am, knowing that I am the presence of God, the being of God, the love of God, the joy of God. All that I need is right here, right now, within me. And I have a reading to end this, I have a reading for you. The mind of God is a well that never runs dry. All its ideas are instantly available to you. Ideas follows idea as day follows night. Ideas seek you out. They need you for their own self-expression. Your use of them guarantees your full self-expression. Think of your mind as a birthplace of God's intentions. Think of it as grandeur, as magnificence, in magnitude. Your mind is a center of divine activity. Forget the speculations of neurosis, inferiority complex, and negative patterns. See your mind from the higher side of life. Know your mind as the infinite knows it. It is a place of birth, not of death. You are the deciding factor in your consciousness. Therefore, in your entire world of experience, know yourself as God knows you. God loves you because God loves itself. Thank you.
So I wrote this song. During the pandemic. I have a little place over in Eastern Washington, and I was over there by myself for a few months, having a good time. And so this is called Only God Can See. Sitting around trying to write the words to a tune, thinking about life with the kids and June. Hasn't been, oh man, I need to start over. Is that all right, you guys? That ain't right. This is what happens when you write your own music and you forget. Sitting around trying to write the words to a tune, thinking about life, kids and June. Hasn't been easy there. I mean, I am really off right now. How do we do that? Sitting around, I just can't do it. Sitting around trying to write the words to a tune, thinking about life, kids and June. Hasn't been easy, there's been mountains to climb. God has seen us through the good and bad times. Kids are grown now and got family. I'm really bad. Families of their own. Thinking about life. I can't do it. Can't do it. It's really bad. Yeah, I'll do another song. I'm sorry, you guys. That's a great song. I wish I could just pull through it. You know, here's the deal. You come up here, you think you got this thing, and it makes you real nervous, man. I'm beside myself right now. Blessed, but beside myself. All right. This is called Rodeo Clown. Prayed one day I'd be in rodeo, roping and riding like cowboys do, wearing those chaps and boots, shiny spurs, hear the roar of the crowd. But God's plans and mine will not the same. You never find me in no rodeo hall of fame. Boots, buckles, and rodeos, 8 seconds and let her go. You're in the ride of your life. Pull your hat down, cinch it up tight, and maybe tonight's the night you'll make that final go round. But not me, you see, I'm just a rodeo clown. God's plans and mine will, they're not the same. You never find me in no rodeo hall of fame. Boots, buckles, and rodeos, 8 seconds and let her go. You're in the ride of your life. Pull your hat down, cinch it up tight, and maybe tonight's the night you make that final go round. But not me, you see, I'm just a rodeo clown.
All right. You know what? We're a house of love and acceptance and embracing everything exactly it is. There's no mistakes. That was the perfect song. We need to hear that song right there. So let's say amen to that. Woo! So if the greeters will please come forward. And the greeters do such a beautiful job. I just want to thank them all so much for what they do. It's wonderful. And let's say our blessing as we hold our offerings together in a hand. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, and so it is.
It's on. No? There we go. Thank you. Okay, we'll do it that way. I need a little bit something on me anyway. I am so grateful, so glad to know that God is all there is. I read today, or read this week sometime, that if God stopped loving us for even 1 second, we would disappear. Those words are just, I don't know about you, but that is absolutely comforting to know. I know that we are whole, perfect, and complete in all of our so-called mistakes and everything that we forget, everything that we do, quote, wrong. But I am so glad to know that I am grateful for everything that happened to me, because I like myself today, and if those things didn't happen, I wouldn't be here. You know, I wouldn't be where I am today. I am just so grateful to be here, grateful to be a part of this community. And I bless this service, the music, the message, the people. And I give thanks again and release this word into the law of love and life. And so it is.
In our efforts, thank you so much, Mona, for a beautiful talk. Thank you, Tom, for beautiful music. Well done. Bravo. Benny, thank you for always gracing us with your presence. And wonderful story about Steve's dog. Thriving, dancing again through prayer, through declaration, right? Up until now. That's the way it is. Release the past. We're going to keep our piano quiet for a little bit longer until after probably the service for Terry. And so we're going to sing a cappella again, a song that we've been doing for a few weeks. It's in your program. It's called Walk in the Light, if you need the words. And your tune goes along. We'll sing it through once and sing it through twice. So sing it together and feel the presence of this. This song is power-packed with gentle, beautiful love. So here we go. And there they are. See, ask and they shall appear. That's what we're saying. I declare the words will be above me. And so it is. All right. Here we go. Ready? Walk in the light, the beautiful light. Come where the dewdrops of mercy are bright. Shine all around us by day and by night. Spirit, the light of the world. One more time with feeling. Walk in the light, the beautiful light. Come where the dewdrops of mercy are bright. Shine all around us by day and by night. Spirit, the light of the world. Go forth and declare you are the Spirit or the light of the world, and be it so we all can get there together. Have a great Sunday.